Okay, so I would like, first of all, thank the FIAPC organization for the opportunity to provide some insights about the project, and which is still unique in the entire IKEA world. And it could be a role model for the next generation of IKEA stores. So IKEA Austria is very proud of. And I can also tell you that this week on Tuesday, we had a visit tour to Westbahnhof with the FIAPC organization Austria. And a lot of people joined and were interested in the building. And then we also received the award, and we are really proud and happy about this. So like Ingvar Kamprad, the founder of IKEA, used to say, whatever we are doing today, we can do better tomorrow. So I had the great opportunity to work for this project in various functions. And I was joining the project in 2018 during the design phase of the project. And with my country FM role, we are supporting the value engineering process right from the start, looking into building technical installation and just also doing a contest there. And then with end of 2019, I joined the real estate asset management team in the cluster. So as I'm working as an asset management team leader for Austria. And then I had to participate in the final stage of the lease agreement fixation. And introducing external property service the first time to IKEA in Austria, working with the project. So time is rather short to go into the details of the design and construction phase of the building, I guess. So it is also not my ambition to share facts and figures. So my intention is just to give you an idea of the project, how we came to decisions, what were some obstacles and challenges, and what are the successful factors that made it such a great project. So the overall starting point for a project, a retail project, is always to understand the needs of the future customers. And for an inner city store, so this means that we need to understand the customer behavior to identify the needs for the many people in the city. And in Vienna, we're looking very carefully into that when starting with the development, and we really come to the conclusion really quickly that IKEA, we don't want to have a store component, a classical store component, a car park. So because 2/3 of our people that live in the city don't own a car, and there's a trend to reduce car ownership, I think now all over the world in big cities. And the majority comes to the city center by public transport, and of course by foot. So that was a first important step, and we had to fight very hard internally in the company to get this done. And time is value. So if you can shop online, when will you take now the decision to step out and head to one of our IKEA stores? So how can you be close to our majority of customers when you build a store on a potato field in the outskirts? So this won't work. So how accessible is your destination when you don't use a car? So do we offer the right solutions for online services for the customers who want to shop whenever and wherever they like to? And how can they bring home their articles that are too big to transport in the metro? So many things that remain to be solved during this process. And this decision led to have only portable articles stocked for immediate takeaway and to improve our omnichannel network. So, and also digital solutions during the project, and accessibility to services for home transport we did not have before in that range. And our People, Planet, Positive agenda encourages us to reduce private car usage. So this also fits perfectly. Here, just having just a quick sketch of where we are in Westbahnhof, a unique location right next to Westbahnhof, and exactly where the many people are and already moving around today. So compared to a standard store location, the site is located where the many people already are and where they move around. So we have under the building a stop of underground line 3 and 6, and here we have 60 million of people moving to or from these underground lines every year. And around the site, there is about roughly 9.5 million people on the way. And we have the Marie-Hilfer-Straße, which is the most frequent shopping street in Austria, and where we have just facing, counting 13 million people a year. And the close Westbahnhof railway station with a small shopping center with 50 million people, and the IKEA store. So it was perfectly matched to go there. And we are just 3 kilometers away from the city center. So how to place an IKEA footprint into this land plot. So this will not work. So the blue frames is the standard store with 18,000 square meters, so a small store, and the yellow square that you can see, so is the IKEA store actually, and we have added a mixed use area of 6,200 square meters and a rooftop. And then we thought of how can we do this, and then we said, okay, we need to gain ideas, look out of the box and out of the IKEA world. So the aim was also to have a home furnishing hub in Vienna, and always something new to discover. So that was important. So we want to be perceived as hub and as home furnishing hub, and create fresh, new, and interesting shopping experience that people will come back again to shop. And how we can create a meeting place where people can collaborate, co-create, and feel inspired, or just take a breath. And how to improve accessibility for the many people moving by or heading to us. So how can we be a good neighbor in the vicinity of the many flats and small retailers around? So that's why we just stepped into a three-phase idea competition, which on one hand was also one of the prerequisites from the city of Vienna, just to have an urban in the urban development contract, just to have some kind of competition. But it was our ambition to find out the best possible ideas to cover our needs. And that's why we had a big contest, took 3 phases, and we very much also looked into workshop together with the competing architects. And Querkraft turned out to be the best partner to move ahead. He was really fitting also to our way of working, our way of thinking. And that fits really good. And then we want to be a good neighbor, as I said before. So this was one of the key goals we want to achieve. And when you have a look on the building before, which was before when we entered, so very a square and very closed building. And then afterwards, within the first sketches, so it was clear that we want the building to create an open and friendly and welcoming, inspiring, sustainable atmosphere, and also for the neighboring people. So the architectural idea includes a flexible system with an inner core and an outer grid, and all the technical equipment and emergency exits have been placed in the outer grid to keep the interior as flexible as possible. And the outer grid also contains terraces, balconies, extension, and trees. And we wanted to be also show a green oasis here in the city. So this is the plot where we are. The first sketch here you can see is one of the first renderings of the IKEA stores. So a cube with trees on the rooftop. And important also that a simulation could make the positive impact on the climate around the building visible. So here you can see what is the impact. We are cooling down the surrounding area around 1.5 degrees Celsius in summertime, and we have measured that this is exactly what we simulated and planned, is that we just achieved this. So IKEA is some kind of sustainable oasis in the jungle here, and we did a lot of measures that like puzzles fitting together, working with a lot with the technical elements in the building, putting some buffer storage for electricity, PV of course, also some system for energy efficiency, and also worked with the surrounding nature, also building bird's nest and a lot of things like that. So it was really important to focus on that. And we just received then the Green Pass Platinum certificate as the first building worldwide. and the Prix certificate of excellence. So really also proud of that, what we have achieved. And a very short overview of the building. So on the rooftop, it's open for the public, accessible for everyone. Then we have a 2-level hostel, Joe and Joe, which is a Aqua brand, which very new format, like a youth hostel. And it's really working fantastic with high coverage. And then you have 4 levels of an IKEA store. And in the ground level, we also incorporated our external tenants that we had moved from the old building to the new one. So when it just in the sketch, you can see that the void is also very open. You can just move from the ground level to the rooftop, and everything is very open and accessible. This is a standard retail floor. Also, you're very open, very flexible. We had already 3 rebuilds since the opening in 21. So we have a lot of ideas and show a lot of seasonality and always change the layout. Then you see the hostel. So completely different. Everything is packed, 345 hotel rooms. So to have the most efficiency on this levels. And the rooftop is a little bit more open with some food containers, the trees, some technical elements open for everyone to show. So, and then I'm just shortly before we can finish some sketches. So this is how it looks like. Here you can see the open grid and the elements in the facade, the hanging trees there. Maybe also here that you have an arcade in front of the building and some balcony where it's just open, where you can take a breath. So in a nutshell, I think important to say that our values is the guide, and that it's really important to say that we have a very vital culture and one of the important success factors for our business. So we have the togetherness, which makes us strong when we trust each other and pull in the same direction, but don't forget to have fun. Renew and improve, one of our core values. Whatever we can do better tomorrow, and different with a meaning. So ask what if, and IKEA is not like others. So we're always thinking out of the box. And caring for people and planet is also one thing to mention here, that we have the possibility to make a significant and lasting impact today and for generations to come. So this was our foundation, always taking in mind. And for Westbahnhof, this means we have easy and convenient shopping, so accessible, time-saving and seamless shopping experience. You're much closer and easier to get from where people live, work and spend time in the city. We want to be a place to be for the many Viennese people. So this is something we are still working on, to just on event management and just be a little bit more vital. And we want to be a good neighbor. And I think we still are during the whole process of the building and also in the operation. This is an important part, that we keep good contact with the neighbors. There is a fan club close by for IKEA. And this is for us always in the focus. And we want to be affordable, sustainable, accessible, and inspirational home furnishing retailer in this new omnichannel reality. So I hope I get you some insights into this project. Of course, I will share my presentation afterwards, and that you have also the contact detail to get in touch with me if you have any questions.